So in the previous video, I have explained you the complete flow, right? Okay, how exactly it is working, the workflow, right? So now let's go to the code. Okay, so this is the code for the machine learning part. So if you go to final.py file, this is the main file. Okay, so here what we are doing here, first we are loading the libraries. Okay, so this is a database which we are basically using. Okay, let me open the database. Everything is configured with Firebase database. Okay, so everything is just connected with the Firebase and just getting the data and storing data and doing the manipulation. That is nothing but we are doing. Okay, with the all three applications. So let me open the real-time database. So here you can see here is the tables which we have. One is event. Event is nothing but appointments. Okay, second one is users. Whatever user will create account, it will store here. Okay, people timing. It will just store the last patient timestamp and the ID. Okay, and in the people timing, it will store the timing like ID one for patient one timing is this one, patient two timing is this one, like that. Okay. So if you go to the code, so what we are doing first, we are taking the frame speed, right, to process the video accordingly, and then we have defined the some configurations like database configuration and our database path. Okay, and these are the some methods which we have defined to put the data, to store the data, to delete the data, to get the data. Okay, and also to pass the timestamp. Okay, first what we are doing whenever we run the application, first it will load or clear the cache means this people status and people timing. Okay, because that we no need. Okay, we need fresh data. So because every day will new patient will appear, right? It will store the appointment timing in the event data table, but for the cache it is just clearing. Okay, and see which I was talking about, right? Key history, it will just store the uh, patient particular person matrix in a history. Okay, so that I was talking about, this one track history. Okay, so initially I'm just assuming key patient one is ID and just storing the timestamp and loading the YOLO model. So we have used YOLO segmentation medium model. Okay, and then we are just processing key what is your input source, whether video or webcam. Okay, this is important. Okay, even you can just explain this part in your next presentation. Okay, and here we have created some a function. So this function is nothing but whenever user will some patient will appear, so it will just book the event mean appointment, so that we will have the track history to identify the rush hour. Okay, so this way whenever user will whenever new patient will appear, so it will just create the map, this new event map with the all information. It will just store the data. Okay, so first we are taking the input, either video or image. Okay, and we are setting the resolution, and this is the updated ID. Okay, so we are then running a for loop, continuously loop, so that continuously we do the processing, and then we are checking the frame speed. So if frame speed match, then it will do the processing. Okay, so annotation is basically nothing but inbuilt function of ULO, which basically help for annotation. Okay, key segment just as tracking purpose. Okay, it will just, this code will just track the particular patient. Okay, and based on tracking whatever result we will get, we are just storing the result xyz coordinate, and to draw the boundary boxes and the lining, the bordering which is appearing over the person, right? So that is happening from here. Okay, and if person ID is new, which is not available in history, then we are just getting the status, getting timestamp, and adding the 15 minute. Okay, see here you can see we are just passing the timestamp, last for patient timestamp, what was the timestamp, and we are just storing the ID. If it is same, then we are doing nothing. If it is not, then we are increasing the timing. Here is a code to increase the timing. As you can see, wait time is 15 minutes. Okay, so we are just getting the last timestamp, and we are adding 15 minutes. Okay, and then again we are creating a map and storing the updated data into this particular people timing. Okay, people timing table, and we are setting up the ID, so and wait time, which is displaying in window, right? If new data, then it will just hit the database and store the data. If it is not, then it will do nothing. Okay, So like that we are doing. Okay, same way we are updating last patient status, and we are creating new event, new appointment. Okay, and storing the data. So like that we are doing. Okay, so whenever new person will appear, so that will happen. So this way the machine learning thing is working. Okay, here we are using YOLO segmentation model in Firebase APIs. Okay, that all we are doing. Okay, hope you understood. Okay, so it is nothing but you have to do some research regarding what is YOLO segmentation. As I have already explained you, but you can also do your own research. What is YOLO segmentation? What is YOLO algorithm? How what is Firebase database and all these things. So so this is was about your software part. Okay, now let's go to the website part, which is in the page folder. Okay, so you can just do the same thing. You can open the CMD and you can type code dot to open the folder in VS Code. Okay, like this, and then it will load the folder into VS Code. Okay, so if you see, there are some files. Okay, so there's a static folder. Inside the static folder, all CSS or images, whatever, everything is available. Okay, and in the template folder, we have defined some HTML file like login, a login page HTML code. Okay, similarly rush our HTML code, CSS and all. Okay, we have used Flask. Okay, Flask framework. Okay, so let me tell you what is Flask. See, in the front end, we have used HTML, CSS, right? In the back end, we have used Python language, right? In the database, we have used Firebase, right? But we need something na, to get connect everything with some middleware. So the middleware we are using is Flask. Okay, Flask is basically Python. You can say a framework which basically provide a hosting. Okay, it has also inbuilt admin tool which we have used to provide the login functionality and everything. Okay, so this is the app.py. This is the main file of our website. Okay, so in this app.py file, if you go there, see here first we are importing the libraries like Flask and whatever required library, date time. SQL Alchemy is basically a database we have used for database operation. Okay, so here you can see that we are defining some configuration, some local database, and some whenever user will upload image, so it will store into upload folder. Okay, and here we are defining the login manager object, so to manage the logins. Okay, and here we are defining some to get the users data. This is the API, which is the Firebase API. Which will get called. You can also live check if you go to this particular URL. No? You can check the all users data like this. Okay, so this way we are fetching the data. Okay, and this is for event appointment. Okay, and this is the table to store the data in model. Okay, this is basically a class, kind of a class which we have created with the respective columns like ID, username and everything. Okay, this is for patient. This for doctor appointment, as number of doctor appointment will appear, so it will just display like that. And these are some authentication based view which is basically need to be created in Flask. Okay, these are some predefined configuration which we are using. Okay, like a patient view, we need to follow some architecture. So this is kind of architecture which we have followed and we are using. You can also do some research key Flask admin. If your teacher asks why you have used Flask, because Flask is something is very lightweight and fast and secure. That's why. Okay, so similarly, we have created, and let me go to some APIs part. So this is kind of an admin tool which we have hosted in the Flask admin. Okay, you can change the particular this word. Okay, like hospital, so that title will appear accordingly. Okay, so this is the login route. So whenever user will come, we have created a route. So if you see the website, this is the website, right? If I go to admin URL, if you observe, the link got changed, right? So the link is let me remove this now. So if you see, the URL is got changed, right? It is showing something admin or something something. Okay. Similarly, if you go to patient part, so it got changed to patient. Okay. So if you go to a doctor appointment, it got changed to doctor appointment. Okay. So those everything we have defined uh, into this configuration. Okay, like this is for admin, this is for patient, this is for doctor. Okay, like that. And this for login key, this is login root. So whenever user will come to login root, so this will function will get score and will just filter the user ID, username. Based on username and password, it will filter the data. Okay, and this is the some configuration of timing. Okay, this is the database update database function to update the database. Okay, based on the uh, updated appointment. Okay, so I was talking about rush hour, right? To analyze the rush hour, what we are doing first, we are fetching all the data. Okay, so this is the API to update database to fetch all the appointments from the Firebase to local database, and we are analyzing key which is your highest appointment of particular hours. Okay, so it will just analyze all the appointments and it will calculate top five hour which has highest appointment. Okay, we have used counter. Counter is an inbuilt model of Python which calculate the uh, number of entries of particular from a particular list. Okay, and we are displaying most 10 common rush hour. Okay, and we are displaying into this particular HTML page. Okay, rush hour is a HTML page which we have defined. If you go to the rush hour page, so here you can see we are displaying H1 heading, we are displaying the table, and inside the table we are displaying hour in count. Okay, like that. Okay, and yeah, in the waiting room status, so this it is a waiting room status API route. So whenever you go to this particular check real time status, so this will call this particular API. So this is the API where we are fetching the data, people timing data and status data, and we are storing into a list. And this is the HTML file, waiting status room HTML file. So here we are displaying the data accordingly. Okay, and we have also here created JavaScript which will continuously call the same API to update the status. Okay, so that whenever new appointment will book, so it will automatically appear here because of this JavaScript. So it is continuously calling this API to check the any new data appear or not. Okay, and if it is appear, then it will just update the data, update the list, and update the UI. Okay, like that. So this way we are updating the data, and hope you have understood, right? So in the waiting status room as well, so if timing get expired, so it will show as a complete, and if it is about to come, then it will show in progress, as well as it will show okay, how much time is remaining. Okay, that functionality I have also added. We have not discussed this one, but yeah, I have added as a kind of complementary. Okay, so that was not discussed. Everything was discussed was IoT device, but I believe this will be much better than IoT device. So in the room, in the waiting room, you can just place a we are considering where you can place a TV, and there you can show this particular link, and it will just automatically show on the status. That will be much better. Okay, but yeah, we have a IoT device as well. There we are also showing the same. We have also followed the same approach. We are fetching the data, analyzing, and just showing in the data. Okay, recent appointment. So in website also you can see the doctor appointments in the list format and patients everything. Okay, so so this way we have done with this APK file, website file. Okay, so you can show this part as well. Okay, so everything is basically a database. Everything is connected with database and fetching and updating the status. Okay. Your teacher may also ask you why you have used Firebase only. Because see, why Firebase? Fire is also faster database and it is available freely. Okay. If you want to use some cloud database, now then you need to purchase server, then purchase database. So it will cost you high. Okay. So Firebase is the open source you can use, and it's a fast as well, right? Created by Google and secured. That's why you have used. Okay, teacher may also ask why you have used YOLO V8 only. Okay, why? Because see, YOLO V8 is basically one of the best algorithm for object detection. Okay, and which is also recently 2 3 months back launched. Okay, YOLO V8 version. That's why we have used it to just match up the technology. Okay, and to use the trending technology. That's why we have used, and it is giving very good result if you observe. Okay, so these things may teacher will ask, and they can also ask what is Flask. So Flask is nothing but a framework, website framework. Okay, And to get the more understanding about this particular Android application na, so what you can do, I have given you one sample video in this Android setup video, so you can just skip some part, and then later on you can just go through the video. I have explained how to create activity, how to create a database call. Okay, so like that you can go through the video, and if you have any doubt then you can ask. Okay, so I suggest show this Android part in the uh, last seminar. Okay, or it's up to you. Okay, so this way we have done okay everything. So do let me know in case any doubt or anything you have.
Thank you friends for watching my video. If you any, then subscribe channel and share with your friend. Thank you.